Hi guys, so today we are going to be creating an ID card for our brand, Alfredo's Kitchen. Alright, let's go. So today we are going to be making an ID card for staff of Alfredo's Kitchen. Remember, we are working on one brand and we are following one brief and one color palette. Alright, so let's go to elements, bring in this shape. And a new thing we are going to look at today is how to use frame. I believe this is how an ID card looks. Yeah, so I think this works. So we are going to be using frames, but first of all, let's bring in our brand name, Alfredo's Kitchen. Copy from one page, remember, into another page. All I have to do is just paste. Here it is. I'm going to bring it here and reduce the size. Let it come down a bit. I think I just need to centralize my card. All right. So right now we need to bring in a frame that is going to hold the picture. So what are frames? Frames are placeholders. They can hold photos, and they can be in any shape. So in case you're looking for where the frames are, you can find the frames in your element section. You can either just type frame, or when you scroll, you're going to get to the frame section. But before we put our frame, let's make this ID card more fancy than this. So we're going to okay, let's just duplicate this. We can duplicate, and so we have done that, as you can see, right? So let's change the color. Remember, we're following our color palette. Let's change the color to something like this, and we'll align it together and then just bring it down a bit. Yeah, I think here's okay. And we're wondering, okay, so what are we doing? Well, we're trying to make it look fancy. So the frame, the shape of frame we are going to be using for this work is going to be a circular frame. So let's bring in a circular frame, as we have one here, which is in our recently used. When you click it, it's going to appear as it has just done. So I'm going to reduce the size and make sure it kind of fits. Yeah, make sure it's in the center of our work. And before we bring in image to put in our frame, let's handle the information of the card owner. So we're going to be designing for the chief chef of Alfredo's Kitchen. All right, so let's bring in our text. We'll be using subheading. So we're going to start with name, role, and staff number. Let's use this. All right, but this alignment is not going to help us get our work or our data arranged well. We have to, align it to the right. So let's reduce the font size, and yeah, let's have it here towards the side, and then we're going to duplicate this for the information, and then we are going to align the information towards the left or right, just like that. And but then we don't need it to be emboldened, because we want to have hierarchy, right? So as I have just done, I'm going to just I select both of them, reduce the size of them, and make sure they are in the middle of the work. All right, so let's impute the name. No, let's impute the name. Let's use John Doe. John Doe. Let's give him the chief chef. Oops. Chief chef. And staff number. So the lucky number is going to be 01120. All right, so right now, if you look at the data for this work, you'd find out that it is not in the center, because this text has kind of increased the length of the entire data. So we have to select again and align, right? So now, yeah, so it's in the middle, but we just need to bring it a little bit, just come down a little bit. So this looks good, except we may need to add column. To each of them, and maybe space, just to make it more, yeah. And remember, our work has to be aligned. So yeah, great. All right, so we have this, and right now it's time for us to bring in our image to know what the frame does, right? And we are going to be bringing our image. Go to upload. For the mobile users, you can just bring in an image, and then when you like, I'm just going to do, so I have this image right now and it's covering everywhere. I think this image is from FreePic also, but we are going to work with it. So he is our chief chef for this session. All right, so when you just move your image and you get to the frame, as you can see, the frame has actually taken the image in. So when I leave, you can see the images in the frame, and we can edit the image or increase the size or rotate the image by double clicking. So right now we have the image, so we can increase the image, right? So it's well, and then we can just click done. Yeah, but when you just do this, right, it's going to increase the size of the frame and the image also. You get? So if you want to adjust the size of the image and the frame together, you can just do this. But if you want to access what is in the frame, you double click on the frame like this, right? Great. So that is what it is, and we would like to put a border around the frame so that it's it kind of looks better. So let's click this, our border here, and F4 is okay, but the color black is not gonna work. So we're gonna pick white, see what red looks like. Oh no, so let's work with, but if I was working on this, I'm gonna use this, so it's just gonna give a kind of feel like this. So this is our work, and yeah, if if we want to give a little bit of visual effect to this, we can add another. Just reduce the size. Reduce the size much more. Use the length. Change the color to white. Move it here. So it's gonna look like the area you're supposed to, put the card holder. And so we have this. In the next class, we'll be looking at gradient, how to use gradient in our design. So today, we've learned something new, how to use the frame. And yeah, so your homework, as you know, you first of all create this. This is your classwork. And then you create something for your brand, an ID card. All right, thank you and see you in the next class. Bye.